Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am back with storing more photo cards, but today is pretty special because all of the photo cards you're about to see are all cards that I picked up during my trip to Japan. It was actually a couple months ago, but I finally found time to film, and yeah guys, this one's gonna be a long one because when I was in Japan, I don't know what happened, but your girl came home with not one, not two, not even 3 deck boxes of photo cards. She's got 4. Now, granted, if you really look, they're not super full, but even if I put each one to the max, I think I still would have needed at least 1 more deck box for the small amount of cards. But y'all, literally, these 3 right here, that's all twice. This is literally everybody else. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so the first binder we are looking at today is actually a brand new binder for the channel because I have 2 new collections that I will be putting into this specific binder, and instead of 2 new groups, it's actually 2 themes. So this first theme is my greenery theme. So as you can probably tell by the couple cards here, it's pretty much cards with them like basically outdoors, but primarily with, you know, like trees or grass or something in the background. That is the first theme, but what makes this first theme special compared to the other one you'll see later is that this one I decided to only comprise of my biases from all the groups that I listen to. It's not just the ones I collect on the channel here, it's literally any group that I've listened to songs to and know the members' names and at least, you know, was somewhat able to form a bias or a favorite. So yeah, any and all groups can be in this first collection. So, like I said, the theme is greenery. And as you can see, I already have cards in here because admittedly, I did film a whole video introducing this binder, but I didn't like how it turned out. So yeah, I didn't want to refilm it. So instead, these cards are going to be here to already give you guys an idea of what my goal was here. But the first couple cards or first couple pages are going to be all of my main biases, and then there'll be second biases, third biases, and yeah, you guys get the idea. So already in here we have Twice's Dahyun, Red Velvet's Wendy, and then Promise Nine's Cheong. I do have a card on the way that will be going here, so we're going to skip that spot. But flipping the page, I apologize for the glare, so I'll have to move it up here a bit. But I did decide to do a spread. So I already have sserafim Sakura, Day 6's Wonpil, and then for Mark, it covers all of the units that he's in. And then we have Wien from Mamamoo, i-dle's Minnie, and then we'll get back to him because there's supposed to be cards here, so we'll get back to him in a second. But for these other 3 spots, the first card we're going to put away today is going to be this Vernon from 17. So he will go right here next to Sakura. And then for these other 2 spots, I did decide to put Haewon from NMIX, which is really exciting because this is the first NMIX card I'm putting away on the channel. And then my bias in itsy will be going right here, and that is Miss Cheryong. So the first spread is officially complete. So hopefully with all of these together, you guys get the idea of, you know, more of an idea of what I mean by a greenery theme. So now let's go ahead and flip to the next page where I already have ENHYPEN's J as well as Monsta X's Juhani. And then thankfully, I can also say that this spread will be filled. So next to J is going to be IVE's Gaul. So we'll put her next to him. And then unfortunately, my pages are not double-sided, so I will have to flip back and forth here for a couple cards. So the first one I'm going to have to do that for is going to be Seon from Stacy, which, wait, actually I think I might have put this in the wrong order. Hold on, because I think this is actually supposed to be the next card to go right here. It's going to be New Jeans' Minji, which I was really excited to find a card for her because obviously if you guys know the New Jeans situation, we don't really know what's going on, so the amount of cards I could pick from to hopefully find a Minji to fit this theme was pretty limited, so I was pretty happy to find one for her for this collection. And then now the Seon will go next to her. On the top left for this right page is going to be J-Hope from BTS, which this card was crazy because along with a couple others, this card was literally less than $1. Because guys, I'm telling you, the secondhand market in Japan can be very, very advantageous, at least for like US currency right now, or at the time. It was very, very good. So yeah, that's why I have a lot of cards to put away. But next we have Taehyun from TXT. So he will go up here, which I also forgot to mention, but in general, there's not really any particular order that I have these idols in. It's more so just whatever I think looked the most aesthetically pleasing. Like, obviously, like for the first couple idols, I did want specific ones, but like moving like as we flip through, it's kind of just more like whatever I thought looked the best. So to round out this spread, I do have Bangchan from Stray Kids. And then the last page for now for my main biases is going to be Yubin of Oh My Girl. Ooh, this kind of glare is kind of tough. Oh, there we go. Eric from The Boys. And then, to my shock and awe, I was able to find this card for Changwoo from One Pact. Like, I barely, like, okay, see, this is what I mean. Like, I don't really listen to One Pact that much. Like, I only know a couple songs, but I watched Boys Planet, liked Jongwoo, so obviously I listened to One Pact because of that. And like, I honestly never thought I'd find a card for this guy, but shout out to Japan, because this card is literally a Japan fan meeting card. So it's like, would I have really been able to find this here in the States? I mean, sure, there's a chance, but I think realistically, I don't know if I ever would have gotten a card for him for this collection, because I really do want to try to get as many biases as I can, especially for like my main biases for this collection. I just think it'd be cool because I'm kind of treating this also as like a time capsule, if you will, because since it's all of my biases, it's like a small little collection curated of just all the groups I've listened to, basically. And that includes Rise. So for Rise, my bias is Sohee. So he will go right next to Eric, like so. Wait, oh yes. Okay, so that's where I'm at for the main biases right now. I decided not to do like placeholders for every idol because I kind of just want this collection to keep flowing. So hence we now flow into the second biases. So here you'll start to see some overlap in groups. So we have Twice's Chewy, Red Velvet's Irene, Promise Nine's Guri, which yes, I do take into consideration like biases who've left their group, because Guri was my original bias in Promise 9, and since, again, I'm trying to treat this as a time capsule collection, I still wanted to include her in here, so she is there for Promise 9 for second bias, and then I also have June from 17. Now, on the flip side, I kind of contradicted myself here, but I do have one placeholder for Kaza. She's my only exception because I do already know what card I want to put here. And since she is one of the idols that I do collect, I do want her towards the front. So yeah, I do have just the one placeholder for Kaza. She's the only one. And then I do have a card on the way here, hence the white sleeve. But the only actual card on this page right now is going to be Jiyu from Dreamcatcher / UAU. But for the rest of the cards, we are going to start off with Yeji for ʔ, which I also forgot to mention. A lot of these cards, like I think I tried to make it as many album cards as possible, but some of these were non-album cards. Because I believe this next card is also non-album. We've got this Win-Win, so he will be my wavy second bias. And this is another idol I was really happy to find a card for, because similar to Minji, at least in terms of Win-Win's idol status, he's kind of still doing his own thing in China, which is awesome. But yeah, we don't really know how often we'll get more cards of him. So I was glad to find a card for him for this collection. And then next to him is going to be Chiwoo from NMIX. So she will go behind here. And then for the other remaining cards, or the last three, oh no, sorry, last two, we've got Jisung for Dream. So he'll go in this top corner. And then lastly, for this spread, I do have Yujin from IVE. All right, so now I think, oh, I have one more actually. Going next to Matthew for ZB1, I do have Yujin for Kepler, which is kind of ironic since it's the Girls Planet and Boys Planet group members there. So yeah, kind of funny that they ended up next to each other. But now we phase into third biases. So for here, I already have Twice's Nyan, From Nine's Soyeon, and then next will be 17's S-Coups. So he will go in this third slot. And then for this fourth slot, to be honest, I didn't really know who I wanted to put here because there isn't really a lot of groups that I have a third and fourth bias for. So yeah, instead, I just went with whatever I think looked the best, which for right now is this Selyun. So yes, we have Selyun from NMIX. We'll go finish off this front page for the third biases. And we have a backside as well. So I do have Jin for BTS down here. But then I also have, oops, it's a little out of order. I also have this Young K for day 6. So he'll go at the top. And then next to him is going to be Jeno for Dream. And then for now, to round out the third biases, we have Liz from IVE. Now, if you've watched the channel, you guys know that I do have one group where I have like a solidified fourth bias, and that is Twice. And originally, I was just gonna add Mina to the very end of my third biases page. However, during my time in Japan, there was one group that I was having a hard time like figuring out who my third bias was. Like I knew I wanted to get at least 3 members for this group, for this collection, but the back and forth was just a little too strong. So just in case, I covered my bases and went ahead and bought this Lily for NMIX as well. So now I've decided to just give fourth biases its own dedicated page. Obviously Mina will be added here at some point, but I already have 2 other idols in mind just to at least fill the page. That's kind of at least my main goal. But yeah, I have 2 other idols in mind. I'm not going to share them just to keep the surprise up. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for the first theme. So again, these are just all of my biases. And yeah, I just thought this was like a themed collection was just a good idea because it's a good excuse, if you will, like excuse to collect other groups without having to like collect them, you know, like you're still ticking off a box in terms of collecting them. So yeah, I thought this was a really good idea, and I'm so happy I thought about doing this prior to the Japan trip because yeah, it just made it a lot more fun, like hunting for cards and everything. But now let's move on to the second theme, which is a lot more chill. It's open to everybody, not just my biases this time. So I say that, but you'll notice that a lot of them are still my biases in these next couple pages. But like I said, I still have a couple others. So starting off, this theme is going to be the ʔっhey or cat claw pose, whatever you want to call it. But I specifically wanted Hyunjin from Luna and Hoshi from 17 because like Hyunjin, I love this pose whenever she did it. That's kind of why like I grew to love this pose. And obviously, Mr. ʔっhey himself, I had to put him in the front. But I also have Taeyeon and Soyeon here. And then for the next spread, I already have Sakura and Jiwon from Cherry Bullet here, as well as Mark. But to fill up the page, I also have this Selyun. Again, guys, I apologize for the glare. But yeah, we've got Selyun there. And then at the bottom is going to be Vernon. And for these pages, in terms of order, I tried to focus on like the background, like with the exception of this first page. Like notice how like these ones are all kind of like plain walls, so I kind of try to focus more on that. So for this side, I think it's similar, like a plain wall. So here I have 10 for wave V. So 10 is my wave V bias, but like as you saw, I don't have a 10 card yet for it for my first theme, so hopefully we'll get one soon. But yeah, we have 10 there. I also found this sserafim, which was really cool because I didn't really see a lot of like older From 9 cards, and I found this one at a random book off, so that was pretty nice. And then next to Mark is going to be this Seon. So now that is a spread complete for this theme. And then for the next set, we've got Momo and San on this side, as well as Vivi on the right. And I think this page will also be completely filled. So we start off with Kazuha right there. And then down here, I was pretty stoked. I was able to finally get a Ningning card for my collection. She is my bias in ISPA. So yeah, I was really glad to find a card for her. And then, yeah, a couple more. We have Ki-hoon from Kickflip. So this was a cool one to find as well, because he is from a newer group. But not from a newer group. We have Hyungwon from Monsta X. And I think this side, it was just like really random backgrounds, so it's kind of like all over the place. But I also have this S-Coops as well. Oops. Oops, hello? Hello? There it goes. And then I think, yeah, this left side's already full with Geo, DK, Bangchan, and Junghan. But then for this right side, I have 2 cards, which were ones that are pretty big outliers, or like they stand out. So because of their uniqueness, if you will, I decided to put them at the very back, no matter what. So first is a unit card of Hyunin Kai and Taehyun, my 2 biases in TXT. And honestly, if I didn't know that this card existed, I probably would have never bothered to look for this card, because the K-Book store that I went to primarily for the photo cards, they had like unit cards as its own separate section. But because I knew that this card existed, I just had to look. So here it is. And honestly, I shouldn't even be surprised that I found it, because it is a Japanese card, so it just makes sense. I should have known like it was gonna be there no matter what. But next to that, we do have this Chewy. So this one's even more of an outlier, I feel, because it's a Polaroid style, not a selfie, and she's also doing both horong or cat claws or horong heys for both hands. So yeah, this one really sticks out. I was honestly debating on keeping this in here or with the rest of my Chewy solo stuff, but yes, a decision has been made for her to go here. And yeah, guys, oh my gosh, it's already 16 minutes and it's just binder number 1, and we still have so many more cards to get into. From one mini binder to another, we are going into the miscellaneous groups binder. And for miscellaneous groups, I really try to hold myself back from buying too many miscellaneous cards, just because I did want to prioritize like the themed collections and like the actual groups that I collect. So somehow I did manage to keep the stack pretty small, but to me, it is still a mighty stack, because the first group we have in here is actually a new group for the binder, and it's none other than the photo card pioneers themselves, Girls' Generation. So I have this Yuri as well as this Tiffany. They are my bias line in SM, in Girls' Gen, or Sonyeonshide, or SNSD, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I've got 2 cards, or yeah, 2 cards for the group. And yeah, I was really excited to find these ones. These were another set of cards that were like super cheap. So yeah, I think these ones were also under 100 yen, if I remember correctly, or 100 yen, well, like $1, I mean, is what I meant to say. But yeah, we've got Girls' Gen cards. Hopefully one day I'll be able to fill out the rest of this page with either other members or of more biased line cards. But yeah, we've got Girls' Gen, and then we skip, I think, for a while until we get to Stacy. So for Stacy, there was one particular card that I was actually really hoping to find, because I've always adored this card. I don't know what it is about this card, but I just always thought it was funny. But it's basically this Seiun card from So Bad, from debut era. And like I said, I don't know, there's just something about this card that I always thought was so cute. And I was like, you know what? So Bad, it was just such a good debut. It's like literally one of my favorite debuts of all time, and in my opinion, one of the best debuts of all time. I loved this this debut so much. I just had to get her full set. So I mean, yeah, it was only 2 cards. It was only 2 cards for her debut set, so I went ahead and got both of them. So I do already have a Sumin. Which one is this one matching? Oh, it's the purple one. Okay, so this one will go first since it matches the Sumin. And then this one will go below, like so. Alright, so yes, that is it for Stacy. And I guess continuing on with iconic debuts, I just could not help myself. And I went ahead and got a Yujin and Gal from 11. I did make sure that they were from the same album version. It was just another really good debut, so yeah, just decided to commemorate that by getting the cards for them. So, of course, we're going to go ahead and just put them in age order. Then the Yujin will go next to her. And then that is i-dle. And then another new group for the binder is going to be misc, which technically you've already seen me put away an misc card today. But for this specific binder, it's still a new group. So first, once again, I got a debut card. Not as popular of a debut. I know it's a bit more controversial. It's a debut that I grew to love. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get one at least for her, like for one of her debut cards. And this was the only one that I was actually able to find. So I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll just take what I can get, because there really wasn't a lot of ʔ cards, shockingly. I don't know how popular she is in Japan, but like she had the least amount of photo cards out of all the misc members. But I was able to at least get one other card, and I think this is from Know About Me era. But yeah, we've got misc, and guys, misc has been really getting up there for me in my groups. They're just so good. They're just so good. Ever since, like, I've been following them since debut, but I feel like ever since Dash, they've just been getting better and better and better. So, gosh, misc, love them, love them, love them. But then now we do have two cards for two boy groups. So the first one is actually going to be, if we can get there, this page, it is going to be a wavy card of Win-Win. I was able to find the matching card to go with this 10. Like, wavy was just one of my first groups that I got into when I was getting into K-pop, which is a little ironic considering they're like the Chinese group. But yeah, very, very cool that I was able to find a matching Win-Win to go with my 10, just because Love Talk era was also, you know, the one that piqued my interest for them. So that was really awesome. And then I just had to get this one J card because it was just a little too cute not to get. So yeah, this is his Bat plushie card from the Vanish album. So yeah, like I said, it was just a little too cute. So we did get that card. And then that is going to do it for my miscellaneous groups. Like I said, small stack, but to me, it did feel mighty. So now let's move into the big binders. So the first big binder we are going to be looking into is going to be the boy group / live performance binder. Now, shockingly, during my 17 hunt, I wasn't able to find like any happy birthday cards I needed, which you would think that the newer albums would be easier to find, but it was actually quite the opposite. Like, newer album cards were just ridiculously hard. Like, even when I was looking through like a bunch of different members, a majority of them were all just older eras. So like the more recent ones, yeah, I was really shocked to not be able to find anything for what I actually needed to collect. But for extra cards, I don't think I got any extra scoopses for album, but I did get a couple June. So yeah, I already shifted everything around to make sure it's all in chronological order. So the earliest card I have is actually this June card from an ode. This, for some reason, is just one of my favorite June cards. I don't know what it is about it, guys, but I've just always adored this card. So as soon as I saw it, I knew I just had to get it. So he'll be right there. And then in the middle is going to be this an ode. Gosh, this Your Choice card. I don't know why I thought an ode, but it is the flower card. So this one actually really cutely goes in the middle. And then I do have this vinyl card from Happy Birthday. So this one I was actually surprised to see, but I was actually debating on whether or not I wanted to get it because I wasn't sure yet if I was going to get the vinyl itself. But as you can see, I ultimately decided just to go ahead and buy June's card. I'll probably try to get the rest of Bias Line for this though, because it is from the B-side music video, which I'm suddenly blanking on the name, but it'll be on the screen. But I liked that song and the music video, so I might try and get the rest of Bias Line for that. But for now, just have June's. But now we move into Vernon, which I have a lot of Vernon, because unfortunately, another thing with the secondhand market over there is that member pricing is a thing, and Vernon's was unfortunately, but low-key fortunately, on the cheaper side. So yeah, I have quite a bit of Vernon's. So the first card I have is actually this really cute left and right Pob from the music video. I'm just a sucker for music video cards. So yeah, I had to get this one. So he will be going up there. And then I do have this album card because once again, Left and Right. That song, that era is just pretty meaningful for me, so I just had to get this Vernon card, because I mean, like, what were the chances that he was going to have the Left and Right book? Like, come on, come on. And then after, yes, we have one other card for this section, and it is going to be this Spill the Feels, like, tour card. I was debating on putting this with the rest of the tour stuff because it does have like the tour dates on the bottom, but since it says Spill the Feels, I decided to just keep it with like all the album related stuff. So yeah, I do have this. I believe this one's Eyes on You is the B-side music video for this card. But yeah, I thought this one was really pretty, so I went ahead and got that one. And then we skip to Japanese cards. So I didn't really plan on collecting any Japanese stuff for 17, but I came across this 24-hour card, and I mean, in my humble opinion, I think 24 Hours is still their best Japan track. So when I saw this Vernon, I was like, yeah, I'll get a card to represent that album. So let's go ahead and put it at the top. But then I also did get this card as well. So this one I was originally going to use for my themed collection. But obviously I found that one in Ode card, which I liked better. But yeah, originally I was going to use this one. But since I am no longer going to use it, it will now go onto this page. So again, it's another tour related card. But since it says the single name on there, I was like, I'll just put it with the rest of the album cards. So that is the Japan cards. And then, speaking of tours, I still did get a tour card because I did find Vernon's selfie card from the Right Here tour, which I did go to. So I was like, yeah, I'll get Vernon's. I don't have June's because I managed to find Scoops's. But maybe one day I'll get June's and put them in the middle. But it's not really a priority, to be honest. And then just a couple more random cards I decided to pick up. This one I was pretty excited to find. This is one of his Carrot membership cards for June from the Spell music video. This is another one I was hoping to find bias line equivalents for, but was only able to find June's. So, hey, I'll take it though. I'll take it. And then next to this June is actually going to be a Social Club Vernon card. So I thought I'd get this because it matches the June. Or at least I thought it matched in a sense, but it turns out they are different versions. So this is the Alfine one. I think this one's like Capo or something like that. Yeah, the Capo. So yeah, it's like kind of matchy, kind of not, but it's okay. But yeah, I have both of them for that photo book. And then I did find this Vernon hockey jersey card. I think it was called like Home is what it was called, something like that. But I'm a sucker for sports related cards too. So when I saw this, I had to get it. And they had June's as well, but the member pricing of it all, I just couldn't justify buying June's when I got Vernon's for like so much cheaper. So yeah, that's literally all I got for 17, if you can believe it. There just wasn't a lot of cards I needed that they had there. So it is what it is there. Sadly, again, nothing for day 6, which is crazy because they've literally had a comeback and Wampil's solo comeback since I've added anything for them. But one day, I'll get there. I'll get there. But to the live performance section, I do have some cards to add. So first, I was finally able to get some Taehyun album cards to add to my TXT collection because I've been wanting just regular album cards for him just to have some. So the first one I got was this one from Thursday's Child. I just always liked this one again. Like, it's really simple, but sometimes simple is nice. So I got that Taehyun. And then I also found this one as well. I just thought this one was cute. So, and I think it's also a Japan card too. Can never go wrong with buying a Japan card in Japan. So, alright, so yeah, that's Taehyun. And then I think I also got stuff for Minnie. Yes. So for Minnie, I finally have a card from her solo debut. I don't know why it took me so long to finally get a card for her, but I found this one, so I went ahead and got it. So it'll be the last card for album stuff. But then I did find this really cute Minini I think that's how you say it, this Minini card where she's holding the little plush. And as you saw earlier, I am a sucker for little plushy cards. So when I saw this mini, I knew I had to get it. So she'll go with the rest of my like non-album merch related stuff. And yeah, that's literally all I have for the boy group live performance binder. But I can say that I will be going to Lollapalooza this year. So I'll be seeing a couple more new acts for the first time. I have a couple other like proper concerts I'll be going to as well that I can move some groups into this binder. So yeah, exciting moves to be made in these next couple months. But that is this binder done. Now we are moving into the girl group binder. So we got another pretty decent stack for here. So starting off with Red Velvet, I have some exciting cards to add album-wise because your girl was able to purchase Wendy's Cerulean Verge vinyl. I still cannot believe it. The timing was just perfect because I found it at a Tower Records, but the first time we went to the Shibuya Tower Records, the K-pop floor was actually closed. So when I went to go up to the vinyl floor, I did go up there, but they didn't have anything that I needed. But then we ended up going back to that Shibuya Tower Records because they ended up reopening it while we were still there. So I went to check the vinyl section again, and boom, the Wendy vinyl was there. So I just had to get it. I never thought I'd see the day I'd be able to get a Wendy vinyl. But alas, here we are. So I do have this one, all right, because you got two cards. So this is the first one I pulled. And then I also pulled this one, which I was really excited about because I believe this was from the concert, one of the Seoul concerts, if I remember. But I thought this was really cool to be able to get like a non-photo book concept card. I thought that was really cool. So yes, I believe this card's going to go up here based on the order I have it in. And then this Wendy will go at the bottom left. And then for this last slot, I was actually able to find a POB at one of the photo card stores. So yeah, I have this one where she's holding a carrot from Apple Music. So yeah, we've got that for Cerulean Verge. And then for Irene, originally I was going to fill this with all album cards, but I was able to find another POB for this album, which I think this is K-Town for You. And I was like, you know what, I have another POB here. So you know what, instead of getting those last two album cards, I'll just fill it with these two POBs to fill up the page. So now this Like a Flower era is officially done, and I still haven't gotten her comeback. So yeah, eventually I will get biggest fan cards in here. But for now, until then, I do have a couple more random Irene album cards. So first, I was able to find this Reve Festival card. It was so funny because when I showed this to my brother, he was just like so confused. He was like, what is this? Like, what kind of photo card is this? But yeah, I just had to get it. Like, come on. It's just like one of those iconic cards for Irene. And then actually, speaking of iconic cards, I did find this Yeri from Birthday. I mean, come on, the tiny hand. So yeah, I had to get that one. So she will be going right there. And then I do have some non-album cards for Wendy. So this one, oh no, I have one non-album card for Wendy. And it's actually one I was really excited to find, which is this one from the Oh Dear Revelove in cinemas. I did not know that they made cards for that release, but I'm so grateful I was able to find this one because, y'all, as of right now, that is the closest thing I'm gonna get to a OT5 Red Velvet concert, because who knows if we'll ever, or if they'll ever come to the US, but this is the closest thing I've got. So at the very least, I was happy to be able to find a card to represent that concert. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we found that, which is cool. I was really hoping to find at least any other member. Like, I would have bought any other member if they had them, but only Wendy's was there. And then I'm in Japan, so I had to get a Japan card. So this was actually the only one I was able to find from Cookie Jar. I was hoping to find from other releases, but alas, it was just Cookie Jar that I was able to find. And they didn't even have like Irene either. I would have grabbed an Irene, but yeah, at least I was able to get Wendy, which was really cool. But literally, that's all I was able to find for Red Velvet because their section was also pretty small, unfortunately. And speaking of small sections, we also have Promise 9. Was hoping to find a lot more, but was not surprised at how little they had. But the ones I did find, I was very excited about because, firstly, I did decide to pick up an OT5 set from our 20s because I was able to find this Nakyung. She was the only member I did not get a card for this album, so I was like, screw it, I'll just get this card. And then funnily enough, like I didn't even realize the backs were different with the questions, but somehow, some way, the 2 cards I already had for this version were this exact question on the back. And then if I just get Jihan, I'll get Chaeyoung anyways because it's Chaeyoung. So I was like, yeah, I'll just click the OT5 set. So yeah, I do have these cards on the way. So very, very exciting. Very, very exciting that I'll be able to get this OT5 set. And even more so because as of filming, they have announced their comeback. So I'm super, super excited. But let's continue on. Let's continue on. So I do have a couple random cards for them. So first, I was able to find this Jiwon, which is really cool because it's from the limited sign version. And it's in the outfits, like my favorite outfits from the, what's it called, like from the music video. But I also think they used this outfit in some of the pictures in the photo books. But it's basically just the one where they're wearing the Promise 9 shirts. But I loved this concept, and if I could collect the OT5 for it, I would. But at the very least, I'm happy to have been able to find Jiwon's, so I've got hers. Oh my gosh, that took a stupid amount of time to get in there. But then I also found this Jihan, which is really pretty, so I went ahead and grabbed it. I believe this is from her compact version, but that will go there. And then lastly, I was able to get at least one Chaeyoung card, and it's actually pretty cool because it is Tokyo/Japan specific, because it is from their Tokyo tour, as you can see there. So I thought that was cool. If I could only get one Chaeyoung card, it's nice that it was related to Tokyo and Japan in some sort of way. So that is literally all I have for Promise 9. Can you believe it? But now we get to sserafim, which I left with a bigger sserafim stack than I expected, but I am not complaining, y'all. So the first sserafim card I'm going to be putting away is really exciting because I was able to find the Sakura card I needed to finish off the Easy Crazy Hot trilogy. So yeah, I was super stoked to be able to finish that. And crazily enough, I was also able to complete Spaghetti. And listen, originally it was just going to be one card again for each member, just like how I've been doing. But the prices were just a little too good. The cards were just a little too good to not get just one card for each of them. So I got 3 cards for each of them. And they are all from the compact version. So I'll start off with the ones in the middle because these were the ones that I were originally going to collect. So I have this Sakura where she's holding this little heart treat. So she will go right in the middle, like I said. But the next to her will be none other than the Kazuha card. Oh, can you guys believe it? And guys, oh my gosh. Photo cards in Japan, the prices, yes, can they be crazy sometimes with member pricings? Sure. But does it compare to how member pricing here is in the US? No, it does not, because tell me why this card was only 300 yen, which is around $2, and I've seen this card for like 10, 12, low-key $20 at times. Like, what? Are you guys insane here in the US? So yeah, the fact that I was able to find this for 300 yen, or actually it could have been 200 yen, one or the other, because they had a ton of these, a ton. And I could not believe it. And I was honestly just so relieved that I was able to find this card there, because I just knew it would be a long game had I waited for trying to get it here in the States. But because those compact cards were so cheap, like I said, 200, 300 yen, that is why I went ahead and got these other cards for them. So I kind of tried to make sure they matched up a bit. And okay, listen, I thought at the time there was only 3 cards per member for these compacts. Turns out there's 4, but honestly, am I going to try to get those last 4? No, I am not. I'm satisfied with my 222 layout, and we're gonna call it a day. So that is the Spaghetti page. And of course, they have since released Pure Flow, but I haven't set up for it yet, but I will eventually. So now, let's move on to the sserafim cards. So first, I was able to get this little Hyunjin card from, I think this one's actually from an album version, because I think, yeah, it's supposed to be her color, which it is not. But yeah, I thought this one was just a little too cute not to get, so I went ahead and grabbed it. And then the rest are just a bunch of a bunch of random non-album cards. So yeah, it's all gonna go on this page. So I try to organize them in a somewhat cute way. So first, I have this Sakura card from their membership. I think this is from their first membership, if I remember correctly. But she will be going on the top left. And then next to her, I believe, is her next membership card, which is the Fem United, and I just had to get this one. Like, I knew this was a card that I was hoping to find going into the stores, and I am happy to say that I was able to find it. And then to complete the top row, I also found this Crazy Pop. I don't remember what it's from exactly at the top of my head, but I just always loved this scene and these outfits from the Crazy music video, so I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and grab that Kura. So she will go on the top right. And then for these middle cards, I have this Unforgiven Pop. I've always liked this look on her. I mean, it's literally my cover page. So yeah, I thought I'd get this when I saw it. And then across from her, Need I Say More? Need I Say More from Crazy. I think this is a Japan card now that I look at it, because this is not for sale. I mean, yeah, I had to get that one as soon as I saw it. So she's right there. But then for this bottom row, I do have some Kazuhas. So I was able to find the equivalent for their first membership. So she will go here. And then I was also able to find her equivalent for the Crazy card. And then for the middle, unfortunately, I was not able to find the equivalent, but I did find this card, which I thought was really cute. So yeah, I got it. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get this Kazuha though, because I do want to get it at some point. But yeah, guys, now the rest of the cards you're about to see, it's all twice. All right, so the first twice binder we're going to be looking at today is actually going to be the non-album binder. So for this first page you're about to see, this was one of my biggest goals when I went to Japan, when it came to this photo card secondhand shopping, and it was to find the Yes I Am photo book cards for Nayeon and Shui. Now you're probably wondering, why did I not say Mina? And that is because, in case you didn't know, Mina's cards are pretty much the hardest, I think, out of all the members, because I think hers was the second book, but I don't think the print run was as big, or like the pre-orders I don't think was even as many. I don't remember the exact full story, but all I know is that hers is considered one of the harder photo books to find, and you know, getting the cards no less makes it even harder. But thankfully I was able to find the top three, especially with Chewy, because I always loved Chewy's cards for the blue concept, because that was another thing, is that I wanted to make sure I got the cards where it was close to their member colors. So thankfully Nayeon had a blue one, and so did Chewy. So yeah, I really wanted Chewy's set especially, because again, I've just always liked her set. So yes, oh my gosh, it's so pretty, and hopefully one day I'll be able to get Mina's. But for now, I'm honestly really happy I was able to find the rest of top three to make this beautiful, stunning page. But now we move into the random Dahyun cards, and I was going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to incorporate Japan that much into these pages, just because I didn't have a lot. But for now, I decided to just incorporate it all, just to make things a little easier for myself. So I believe, yes, the first card I have to put away is this Japan DVD card from Ready to Be. So she will be going smack dab in the middle, because I'm hoping I did my research correctly, and this should still be in release order. So after Home 9 round, the next card I have is this Ski Bar card from the pop-up, I believe. So that is a really, really cute one. And then to round out the page, I was able to find her trading card for the This Is For tour for Incheon, because for this year, or for this tour, for some reason they decided not to continue the trading cards, which I thought was interesting. But hey, I was like, still, I wanted to get her selfie card at least. So that's gonna finish off this page. But that is not all. We have a couple more cards. So first, I do have this Dahyun. To be honest, I think this is from one of the This Is For pop-ups. I'm honestly not 100% sure, but it was cute nonetheless, so I got it. And then I found this 10th anniversary card. Again, yeah, this is from the trading card set. So she will go in the middle. And then lastly, also from the 10th anniversary, I believe this one was a benefit card if you spent a certain amount of won. So yeah, this one I thought was really funny because they decided to do the whole like back of the photo cards as their back. I don't know what is up with that with JYP, but I just thought that was really funny because I think like the only other group I know that does that is Stray Kids. So I thought it's so funny that they decided to bring that over to the Twice cards as well. But then now we move into Season's Greetings, I believe. And listen, I was going back and forth on how I wanted to organize the Season's Greeting cards because for some Season's Greetings, I expanded on the members. So I did end up finding Nayeon, Mina, and Chewy for the 2020 Season's Greetings. I already said it earlier with Vernon, but I'm a sucker for sports themes as well. So when I saw these, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get them. Like, I think I tried to get as many like top 4 things when I probably didn't need all of top 4. But yeah, you'll see a lot more top 4 stuff as we go through it. But next, I decided to put this Japan Season's Greeting card. So this one's from The Secret Life. What year is this? 2023. I was able to find this one for Dahyun. And then we shift to top 4 yet again. So this one I actually just gave a whole page because I didn't really know where else to put these because these ones are more Japanese Season's Greetings, but since I have all 4, I felt like I should just keep them all together. So yeah, this one I actually really loved this theme. I know it's pretty simple for the 2026 Season's Greetings, but can never go wrong with a good suit concept. It was giving Eyes Wide Open era all over again. So this one I thought was really cute to get. Was honestly debating getting OT9, but I just knew I only needed top 4. Or at least I should only get top 4. So yeah, that is Season's Greetings. And then to concert-related stuff, I was able to find for top 4 these, I honestly don't remember how you got these ones, to be honest. But these are from the Ready to Be Special, and they're wearing basketball jerseys, so need I say more? Need I say more? So yeah, we're going to put this row in an 8, or this row, these cards in an 8 pattern. So these ones are going to take up the first 4 slots like so. And then for this bottom half, I do have the This Is For VIP upgrades. So this one I know is for sure the VIP upgrades. Or at least I hope I know for sure. This set I was really tempted to get OT9 for, but I told myself if I don't find them all in one sitting, then I'm not going to get everybody. So I didn't find everybody, so it was top 4. It is so... Sorry, I keep saying so. My gosh. Anyways, here we have Nayeon and then Mina. I'm going to do reverse age order for this side. But yeah, we have Dahyun and Chewy. I just love the member colors and the fact that they're using like the light sticks with little covers. And then really, really quickly, I think I have a spot for this card. Where would it be? Right here. So for the Japanese Polaroid cards, I actually found this group card from the 2024 Season's Greetings for Japan. I loved the racing concept you guys saw for a split second. I did have the full OT9 set for it. So when I saw the group card, I was like, yeah, no brainer, no brainer. And then lastly, I do have a couple random cards for the very back of this binder. I'm trying to think. Okay, yes. I have this Chewy. It's actually only this Chewy. I thought I had more, but no. It was just Chewy's trading card for the 10th anniversary set as well. So those are all of the cards I have for this binder. Now let's move on to the... I think it's the subunits and solos and extra photo cards. And here is that binder. So this, okay, I was really going back and forth on how I wanted to store or where I wanted to store these next set of cards. And right now, my best compromise was to put it at the very front of this binder because your girl went ahead and bought a bunch of Dahyun's Japanese cards. It's not everything. I just picked up whatever I could find. I wasn't really planning, or like I'm not really trying to get every single card like from here on out, but in Japan I was like, I'll just get as many as I can and then just see how it goes. So for, I want to say these are in order, but hopefully it is. But I think for these first cards, yeah, I was doing specific layouts because these first 6 are all concept cards, or just like, you know, professional photos essentially. So I was like, I'll put these first 6 here. And I really wanted a Kura card, which I'm glad I was able to find. And then I was hoping to find her Candy Pop one, but yeah, sadly, not yet. That is a card I do want to try to get though. So if anything, this first page might change. But then for the second page, it's just all of these selfie ones now when they finally started doing selfies. So I've got 2 from Dive. I didn't realize I got 2 for some of these albums because I think my original intention was just to get 1 card. But when it comes to Dahyun, sometimes things just slip by. So I also have 2 cards for Dive era as well. At least I made sure to get different outfits, I will say, at the very least. I did manage to do that. And then I have 1 card from Twice 5. And then for Enemy, I found these 3. So I think these first 2 are actually album cards. And then this last Dahyun, I believe, is a JYP shop benefit. So yeah, that's what I decided to do with my Japanese Dahyun cards. But now we move to the solos and subunits. So for Nayeon, I was able to find her balloon card for Pop. So yeah, had to get it. I had to rearrange this whole page because of this card, because I did want it smack dab in the middle. So yeah, that is Im Nayeon. But then for Na, let me see. Okay, I have a card going there. But for these 2 spots, I was able to find 2 more Pobs. So I don't, let me see, does it say on the back? Of course not. But I found these 2 Nayeon Pobs. This one, it was in the iconic red dress, so had to get that. And then this card was just a little too cute not to get. Like, need I explain more? So yeah, I've got that Nayeon. And then we have Misamo. So for Misamo, first of all, from Hot Couture, I found this Mina and Sana unit. Again, need I say more? So they'll be going right here to make a full page now. But then for Play, I was so lucky. I was able to be in the release month. I wasn't there on release day, but I was there during release month. So I was able to experience like the lucky draws and everything at Tower Records. It was actually really cool. But I bought a couple copies, so these are all my pulls. Some of them are actually ones that I bought at this like secondhand stores, but majority of these are my own pulls. So let me see if I have a specific layout. Okay, so this first one is a 7 layout. So I have this Momo and Sana unit, which I'll also point out the cards that I bought, just so you guys, in case you're curious, you'll know what I pulled. But I think I pulled, yeah, I believe I pulled both of these units. And then I also pulled this Momo. And then I believe I bought this Sana. Oh no, I pulled this Sana. I bought this Mina. And then I pulled both group cards. Actually, I'll put this one. Oh, no. I'll put this one here because then the peace signs are on the edge or in a diagonal. Oh my gosh. And then for my regular copy, I did pull Sana. So she's the only little red background card I have. So let me see. Oh, this is a 6 layout. So yeah, I have this Sana. And then I think I bought this one. Because yeah, I think I bought this one. And originally I was going to put it on the front. But I felt like this one kind of made more sense. Right? I feel like this looks better as a page. So yeah, this Sana is going to go up here. And then these were 2 of the lucky draws that I got. So I was able to get Mina's clear card as well as the group one. I did pull some duplicates, so some of those I gave to either my brother or my sister. But then these were the 2 like Tower Records specific lucky draws, I believe. And I pulled Sana and Momo. I think I gave my brother and sister, or no, I gave my brother a Momo, and I think my sister, I bought a copy for her, so she has hers. But these were the Sana and Momo that I pulled / kept. So yeah, unfortunately I did not pull a Mina. That was actually a little heartbreaking, but it's okay. It's no biggie. So yeah, there you go. That is Misamo. And then I don't have anything for Jihyo, but for Chewy, oh my gosh, I was able to find this card. This is one of the ones that I did want to collect. I think that one's actually going right here. Oh wait, actually, oh no, it's not. It's not. It's going in the middle because I did find this Chewy Pop, and I've always loved the blue dress outfit. So when I saw this one, I went ahead and decided to get it. So yeah, I think I put it here so then these are the same. I think it kind of messes up the backs layout, but it's fine. I think the front is more important than the backs. So yeah, that is all of the solos and subunits. But now we have the extra cards. So of course we start off with Nyan, and guys, we start off with a banger because what? I was able to find Nyan's Christmas Twice Coaster Lane 1 card, but the reason why it's crazy is because I found this card for 300 yen. 300 yen. Literally at the K-Books that I went to, they have like a whole like locked display case. This card was in there for this in that display case for like over 4,000 yen or something like that. I found it for 300 yen. And at first I was like, is it like fake or something? But it has like the little bumps that like usual official photo cards have. So I'm like 99% positive it's a legit photo card, and I just got really lucky. Like, it's funny too because I don't really care too much about Christmas themes, but I mean, hey, when you can get like a, you know, somewhat rare card for a good price or a cheap price in this case, really, you can't complain. You just kind of have to get it. So that's why I have that one. And then, yes, I have 3 cards to add here because my crazy butt got almost all of her signal cards. I have both of her selfies, and then I did find her holo card. Did not find her signal pose, but I'm sure if I found that one, I probably would have gotten it. But I do have at least the majority of her signal cards. Not that I'm really trying to collect all of them, but I have them. And then after that, I actually found a replacement of this oh my gosh, what is this one called? Year of Yes card. Oh my gosh. But the original one I had was actually damaged, and I didn't know it until the seller, like until it arrived at my place. So yeah, when I was there, I found a better card, one in much better condition. So I was like, screw it, I'll go ahead and replace it. So that's gonna go up top. And plus, I've always loved that Nyan card, so I'm glad to have a better version or a better copy. And then from Fancy You, I was able to find this flower card. This is actually another one where I decided to get top 4, so you will see the other members for this card in a little bit. But lastly, for Nyan, I did actually pick up one of her enemy cards. I actually got an enemy card for all of top 4 as well, but I decided just to separate them for now. Maybe in the future, if I get more Japan cards, I'll probably bring back a top 4 page for the enemy cards, but for now, I've decided to leave it there. And then for Jungyeon, I did pick up her ring pop card from Fancy, just one of her most iconic looks in my humble opinion, so thought I'd pick this one up for her. And then this card, okay, like, how could I not? It's the holo pop of Withmu from Between 1 and 2 where she's holding the little bear. Like, are you kidding? Yeah, this was a no-brainer when I saw it. I had to get that one. For Momo, oh yes. For Momo, I actually grabbed this page 2 card. I was actually thinking about picking up OT9 for this set, so I actually have a couple other members of this, which you'll see. So if this becomes an OT9 set in the future, do not be surprised. But yeah, I have Momo for that, and then I also pulled her for one of the enemy lucky draws that I got. So I have her little concept lucky draw to go there. As for Sana, once again, we have the page 2 flower card. So where am I going? Should go right there. And then another card that I've always loved and finally decided to get is this Yes or Yes card. I don't know what it is about this one. It's even like, it's not even a selfie card, but ever since I started collecting Twice cards, I always liked this Sana one for some reason. So we've got her. And then, yeah, just 2 for Sana. But then for ʔ I was once again able to find her flower card. So this one will go first. And then I also found her lane 1 selfie card. So she will go at the top middle. For Signal, I found both of her selfies. So yeah, for ʔ I kind of locked in a little bit and grabbed a bit more in comparison to some of the other members because this lady has been bias wrecking me insanely these past couple months. I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me on that. So yeah, I've got a couple ʔ cards, including this one. This was another one of my favorites for ʔ. Along with this card too, I kind of passed over it, but I always thought it was funny that she was copying the pose there. So yeah, had to get that card. And then we have Mina, which for her, so here is her flower card that I got from Fancy. And then I also grabbed her signature card as well. From Feel Special, I have her white border card, as well as her finger heart, like brown border card. I don't really know how else to describe that one. And then, oh my gosh, I actually have quite a bit more. We have this, what is this one from? ʔ hey. So this is like the egg card for her, or like one of her egg cards, because I think she had 2. But this was one of them, and I thought it was too cute not to get. So she's going to go down there. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I did pick up an enemy card for all of top 4. So this is the one I grabbed for Mina. And then I also pulled her for the enemy lucky draw, which, oh my gosh, I am now realizing I did not make a spot for. Okay, for now, she's just going to go on the back because I don't want to make a new page just for 1 card, at least not right now. Maybe in a little bit, but yeah, she'll just go right there. But then for Cheong, I was able to find her flower card from page 2. So that'll be first. And then I also found her white border card from Feel Special. So, oops, not there. What am I doing? Gosh, it's going to go right there. And then I also pulled her for the Tower Records lucky draw for enemy. And then we get to Miss Tsotsui, who I do have quite a bit for. So starting off, I was like, you know what? I already have her yellow one from lane 2. I might as well finish it up and grab the pink border. So I went ahead and got that. And then similar to Nyan, I was able to find some more signal cards. So I already had her blue one. So I have her pink and her hollow. But yeah, I guess I wasn't really able to find any of the signal pose cards because I think if I would have found those for any of the members, I probably would have grabbed those ones. But then, let's see. Yes, we go to this page. I was able to find this little cute More and More card. Can never go wrong with More and More era. At least for me, because it was my first Twice comeback. So that era in general and any cards from it does spark some nostalgia for me. But then I also found this Formula of Love card, and when I bought it, I thought this was the Scientist version card, I think is what the version was called, where you only got like 1 member when they started doing that. That's where that craziness with 1 card per album started with Twice, I think. I don't know, but I know they were always glasses cards, so I thought this was that card. But it turns out this is a fan sign card. I can't remember exactly which fan sign it is, but I'm sure I'll put it somewhere on the screen. But either way, Glasses Chewy, you can never go wrong. So she's going to go right up here. And then, oh, that's actually all I have. Oh, no. That is not all I have for Chewy. I had something in the wrong order when I was looking at my stack. My bad. But I have this super cute egg card from ʔ hey. So yeah, I had to grab this one. As soon as I saw it, I already knew. It was coming home with me, along with the enemy cards. So I think I'm assuming I just put the Japanese ones at the end each time rather than putting it in release order, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know for sure ʔ hey, and I'm pretty sure enemy was also before. Oops. story goes on. But anyways, moving on. The last card I have to put away in here is actually a group card, which will go up there, and it is this Eyes Wide Open group card in the iconic suit concept. So yeah, I decided to grab this one because why not? So those were all the cards for the extra binder, and now we have cards for my main Korean album photo cards. Now for my Korean album photo cards, I am delving into both binders. However, we are actually going to start with binder number 2 because I have less album cards to put away in this one in comparison to Korean album binder number 1. So for this binder, I do have some strategy cards, which give me 1 second. Let me readjust. Okay, that should be a little better. But for strategy, I do have this Mina for the heart cheek set. So now I am just missing Nayeon poking her cheek. And then this page for top 4 will be done. And then I was also able to grab the Chungyeon ʔっhey cat claw card, however you want to call it, as well. So now I am just missing Sana. So yeah, just 2 cards now for strategy, and then I will be officially done with this era. But until then, we move on to This Is 4, which for this album, as of right now, I have decided to drop collecting all of Daehyun's Nemos, at least for this album, just because they were honestly just way too similar to the regular album cards. Because of that, I ended up changing the layout of this page. So to start, I do have all of the confetti and digipack concept cards on the bottom. So I had her pre-order for the digi down there, and then I believe this is, oh my god, I took these out, but I think I said I was going to put the digi on this side. I'm assuming. I don't think it really matters too much, to be honest, because again, it's all the same concept, but I'm pretty sure this is the confetti one. Yes, because it is the yellow back. I was really excited to be able to find her confetti card, because I know out of like these two, her confetti one was definitely going to be the hardest. Then for the top row, as I mentioned with the Nemos, I am dropping them, so instead I put the Target card up top, and then you'll see what I'm about to put there. But for the Street Nemo, I actually did find this one there, so I went ahead and got it. But yeah, like, it's just too similar to like her normal cards. Like, I just couldn't justify, at least for now, like trying to grab the other 2. So yeah, this is the only Nemo I'm going to be collecting for this album for now, at least. But then for this middle spot, I actually found this Pob with the red outfits, which I did want at least 1 card with the red outfits. And I found this Sour Gummy one. So she will be going in the middle at the top. And then I do have another card to go here, but you will see that in a future video. But for the OT9 sets, or I guess it's all OT9 sets because I'm collecting OT9 for the photo books, I do have for the blue set Chewy, so I still need Momo and Jihyo. And then for street sets, I believe I have, yes, I have Nayeon. And I think it's 1 more. Yes, I have Chaeyoung's as well. So I'm missing 2 members again for this set. For the second one, I actually completed Nayeon, so here is her other one. And actually, I think I completed Nayeon fully for the photo book versions, because I do have this suit card, as well as Chaeyoung again, funnily enough. So actually, I think did I finish Chaeyoung as well? I think I am finishing Chaeyoung. So that's exciting. Oh my gosh. But then here's the other suit set. So I have Nayeon. Again, like I said, I finished her. And then I also have Jungyeon's as well, which I think Jungyeon is done too. Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm actually getting pretty decent progress. And then for... Oh my god, I got so confused. I was like, where's this card supposed to go? But its freaking story goes on. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. First, we have one of her photo book cards, which I believe I'm going to assume goes up here in the empty spot. And then for the top 4 pages, my gosh, I did not remove the filler, so I don't know where exactly these are supposed to go. I'm just going to grab all the ones I have. So these are the other 3 cards I have, because for Story Goes On, literally could not find anything. I was only able to find these 4 cards. But okay, let me see. Because I'm trying to remember if any of these Chewies are meant to go on the back here, because I still have yet to come up with a solution for this cards, or for those cards on the back. But okay, I'm assuming... Oh my gosh. Okay, this Dion is last, so I'm pretty sure this is for my OT9 set. Yeah, because this is the solo cards. So let me put this one here. Like so, and then... Okay, so it looks like one of these Chewies is for the back and the other is for the front. So I'm assuming since I had this one first, it's supposed to be like this. So I'll take this out and line these up. Okay, that did not work. Only one of the cards went in. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to go. No, what am I doing? Chewie's supposed to go over here, behind Nyan, to keep it in age order. Okay, yeah, there we go. So yeah, still missing a couple for The Story Goes On. But in general, like, not terrible progress, but hey man, I'll take what I can get, because now we have a lot to put away for the first Twice binder. And here is the main, or not the main, the first Twice Korean album binder. And I did not think I was going to be going back to this binder. However, when I was in Japan looking through all the Twice photo cards at the K-Book store, I made a couple rash decisions, aka collecting some OT9 sets. So first of all, I'm going to skip all the way to Feel Special, because I did pick up 2 OT9 sets, so I had to rearrange my my Dion layouts. So now I will be collecting OT9 for the black borders. I think I've talked about it on the channel in the past, about how I've been thinking about collecting OT9 for this set, and it was just too good of an opportunity in Japan to not collect it. So I was like, yeah, too good. What? Did that make sense? Too good of an opportunity to not do it. Yeah, I was able to get to Chungyeon, Jio, Mina, Chaeyoung, and this stunning Chewie for this OT9 set. Unfortunately, was not able to find Nayeon and Sana, who I think Sana might be the hardest out of the 2 of them. I don't think it should be too difficult though. But oh, this set is just so pretty. Again, I love music video sets. So that is the black border set, and then you probably already saw it, but I am also collecting the Polaroids because we love a good member color set. So I actually was able to find the rest of the members for this one, and it was actually pretty fun while looking for these cards because the borders just stuck out so much. So it was really easy to figure out like if I was going to be able to find this member or not for this set. So I'm not really surprised that I was able to grab a full OT9 set for this set of cards. So yeah, very, very exciting. I finally have an OT9 set finished and done for Feel Special. It was a long time coming, and it just makes me even more excited to get these last 2 cards. But now we get to the biggest decision I made while in Japan, because it didn't take long while I was looking through Nayeon's cards to decide that I am now going to collect OT9 What Is Love. The way I have OT9 What Is Love laid out is a bit different than what I probably would have normally done, and probably really different from what a lot of other people and other collectors are doing, because of course most people would do it by set. However, if you've been on, or if you've seen my channel before, you guys know that I do actually have a personal What Is Love OT9 set, which is right in front of you, because these make up all of my favorite units from the music video. And as you can see though, it is from different sets, and I was really debating whether or not I wanted to break this up. And as you can see, since it's still in front of you, I decided to keep it together, which means instead of doing proper OT9 sets for each page, I actually decided to go by member pages. So at the very, very back, I have the one other OT9 set that I actually collected properly, which is the pajama set. So this is still intact, but yeah, the rest will be member pages. I'm seeing if I'm gonna like this for now. I don't know, I might change my mind later, but if anything, pretty much all of the cards are in the same spot. So like, what's a good example? Like the speech bubble cards, they're all in the top left. The only cards that will be different depending on the members are the cards that will be right here because of these cards. So we start off with Miss Nayan. And for her, I was actually able to complete her entire set. So yeah, thankfully I already had a good chunk of Nayan cards, so it wasn't too hard. Or I wasn't like too worried about finding her cards if I can get them in the page. Okay, there we go. And then I'll have the scratch cards are going to go in the middle since these ones stand out the most. So there is Nayan done. Next we have Jungyan, which I think I'm still missing a couple for her. I don't think she's done. So I have her speech bubble, the letter, and then the name in the corner. Okay, and then this is where I think, okay, so I think this card is meant to go here. The double hearts are on the corner, and then the dresses are in the bottom middle. So I'm just missing her scratch card, and then one other card, which I'm going to assume is the one with the What is Love in the corner, like you can see with that Mina. But then now we have Momo, which thankfully I think I did finish Momo. And she, like I think J-Line in general is probably the one that I'd always be the most worried about when it comes to missing cards. Because at least back when I first started, I felt like they were definitely the hardest, but I feel like nowadays it's actually not too bad when it comes to like collecting older eras. At least like for the US market, I feel like it's actually pretty straightforward. Like I don't really see twice cards go for more than $5 for like these older eras for the quote-unquote like harder members to collect. So but regardless, I'm still happy to have Momo done. Then we have Sana, which, speaking of hard members and J-Line members, Sana, I think she's the one that I'm still missing the most for. Because, yeah, I only had one of her cards. So, yeah, I only was able to find 5 more. So I have her letter. And then the Twice logo, I think, actually goes here. Scratch card, dress, and then food. So I'm missing 3 cards, which for that being the most I'm missing for a member, 3 cards is not bad at all. But then next we have Jihyo, and I think for Jihyo I'm missing 1. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. So, oops, I keep hitting one of my keychains on my pegboard. But yeah, here we go. Oh, what am I doing? Wait, this isn't right. This isn't right. This card. I got into a flow state. I just was not paying attention. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be like this. Yep. I'm just missing 1 Jihyo, so it's the one with her name in the corner. Then we have Mina, who I also don't think I finished. Yeah, so J-Line still kind of hard, but we're making progress. So yeah, 3 cards for Mina. So this one should go here. So I'm just missing her scratch card, and then again, the one with the name on the corner. Gosh, I wonder why that one was so hard. Daehyun, of course, has always been done. Then we have Chaeyoung, who is not done either. I think I'm missing 1 card for her as well, which I will happily take missing 1 card all day. Yeah, we got scratch card. Oh, wait, logo should go here. And yep, a double heart and then dress. So I'm missing 2. I'm missing 2 more for Chaeyoung. And then Chewy, I already had a bunch of hers, so thankfully I just had to find 2, and I was able to secure those 2. So we have the food card and then the speech bubble. And guys, if you can believe it, that's gonna do it. Those are all the cards I picked up or pulled at my trip in Japan. I cannot believe it, and gosh, what a doozy this video was to film. I hope you guys stuck around. If you did, thank you so much. And I don't know when my next video will be out, whether it be an unboxing or another storing video. But until then, have a good one.
Just one. Have a good one, but just one.